be calm. That's the first thing it says, be calm. As if people are going to be calm when someone is shooting an AK-47 in the hallways. That's never going to happen. So what I tell people is, and what I'm going to tell you is, it's not a matter of being calm. Because when you're calm, that means you're being really too casual and you're not going to be in a position to be focused and effective. But I also don't want you panicked, really. And that's what the plan is, trying to prevent you from being as panicked. But what I tell people is take the energy of panic, which is what is realistic, what the way you're going to feel in the initial gasp after an emergency occurs. And I want you to focus that into action, which is the plan steps, the things that it's asking you to do. And when you're conducting yourself in an emergency, one of the things that we've learned over time is it's that focus that it gives you not only clarity of action, but also puts you in a position where you can organize others as well. When people are in a really chaotic state, what happens is it becomes a free-for-all. It really becomes it's just me, it's just you, we're all on our own. But when people are really focused, it allows them to organize themselves into teams. I train EMTs all the time, and one of the first things I do when I'm training them on responding to a massive disaster is I do this exercise. I have them all in a room, and in the room next door, I fill it with 80 teddy bears. And what I do is I put a note card around the teddy bear's neck, which has various signs and symptoms and things that I want them to look for. And then I go back to the other room, and I turn to this group of EMTs. There's maybe 25 of them. And I say to them, what I want you to do is, when I blow the whistle, I want you to run into the room behind me, and I want you to look at all the teddy bears. And what I want you to do is, in 4 minutes, I want you to tell me who you would prioritize the most of all the ones that are in there. And they give me kind of a quizzical look, and I say, you guys know what the signs and symptoms are. And so I blow the whistle as loud as I can, and it then inevitably reverberates in the room. And then they run into the classroom behind me, and then they panic. And they have no idea, because they didn't realize I had so many teddy bears in there. And they're all trying to figure it out. They're all trying to inevitably run to the different teddy bears and things. And so once they don't finish in the 4 minutes, which in my time doing this, they've never once made the 4 minutes. So what happens is I have them go back into the classroom again, and I say, this time what I want you to do is I want you to organize into teams. And they say, well, I don't know about that. And I say, that's because I'm going to cut you in half. So instead of actually 25 of you going into the room, I'm now only going to have 12 of you going into the room. And this time you're going to have to be a lot more focused, and their eyes get really, really big. And so I have them go back into the room, and I blow the whistle again, and it's inevitable, because this time they begin to look and see that they have to be a team, that they can't do this alone. And they have to think it through. It can't just be a free-for-all of running from teddy bear to teddy bear. It has to be, we're going to look at these ones first. You two go over here. You two go over here. And you two go over here. And by doing so, it forces them to organize and focus the energies, the chaotic energies that they're going to have whenever a disaster strikes. And that's what you have to do too, whenever you are responding to an emergency, because if you don't, it's going to be a real chaotic mess.